This guy made me so happy today. Like, I was just driving around, minding my business, doing my thing, jamming to my tunes like I do, scream yelling slash singing in the car like I always do. But then I was right behind this dude at the light. No big deal. I live in Georgia, live out in the country. There's a ton of trucks everywhere, like no big deal. But for some reason, this guy's truck caught my eye because it said rack on the back, and I was like, okay, that's cool, whatever. And then immediately was reminded of this really silly client that I had 6 or 7 years ago when I was in RBT and SLPA. And anything you want to know about trucks, this little dude could tell you anything you want to know. Any aftermarket thing, he could tell you. And he was just so into it, and he was just so passionate that you could just feel it. Like, you know, when somebody's like really excited about something, really passionate, like you can see it, you can feel it, you can hear it, you can hear their excitement. And so, I don't know, and I learned about headache racks from this dude, and like, I was like, why is it called a headache rack? And he was like, I don't know if this is true, but this is what he told me. And he knew so much that I was like, hey man, you know more than me. I didn't bother to like Google it, but if I'm incorrect, like somebody let me know. He basically told me like, this metal rack is for if you're carrying a load, you can like either put it on the top and rest it on top, it won't ruin your truck, of the actual cab, which is the front part where you sit in. That, number one, you can set stuff on top and it won't get ruined. Number two, if you're carrying a big cargo like in your truck bed, or you're carrying like a fifth wheel or something like that, then you have to stop suddenly, hopefully not, and everything comes crashing forward, it crashes into this rack instead of your head. Headache rack. So I'm like, oh, okay, look, that makes sense to me. Maybe that's not why it's called that. I don't know, but you correct me if I'm wrong. But this guy's truck I was just sitting there, and all of a sudden it was like, poof. It just reminded me of how silly and how passionate that kid was, and it reminded me all of the fun times that we played games and we talked and we laughed. And there's really nothing in my mind that can replace that rewarding sense of just pure joy. And like, you are working with somebody to work towards a goal. And I think that that's something that I think anybody who works with people, who enjoys working with people, teachers, therapists, social workers, counselors, all of these different types of, I don't know what they're like allied health nurses. Like, there's just such a rewarding sense of just working with people and getting them to the next stop. And for me, at least, all of my clients that I had for like an extended period of time, like more than a few months, I will never forget them. Some for good reasons and some for infamous. Like, some are famous and some are infamous. You know, everybody who's worked with kids, like, you're like, oh, that one. Yeah, I never forget that one. But just so much laughter and so much joy. Every day you could find something that was really high that would make you laugh, and then also very low where you would just feel like, why am I doing this? Is this even worth it? So, all that to say, thank you, Mr. Truck Dude. I appreciate it. You really brought me back. And I'm not gonna lie, you made me cry a little bit, like happy tears. And wherever that little dude is today, I hope that you are just being as silly as you possibly can, because you were such a silly kid. And you were so smart. I really hope the best for you. I don't know where you are. I don't know where you're going. But I really, truly do hope that you are living your 100% best life. And if you ever see this, which you won't, let me know about if I'm right about the headache rack, because I don't know.